Thank you for that live report. Developing news now out of Springfield as the school committee has just finalized contract negotiations with the new school superintendent. Western Mass News reporter Maria Wilson joining us live in downtown Springfield with the official action taken just a short time ago. So Maria, has the long process to fill this position finally come to an end?
Yes, Chris, we have finally reached an end of that long process as Dr. Sonia Dinnall reached an agreement with the committee, making her the district's newest superintendent. She signed her contract and is officially the first woman and second black educator to serve in the position. She had this to say upon taking her seat among school committee members.
I'm feeling excited. I really have to pinch myself often because I cannot believe that I have this amazing opportunity to work with our best and brightest scholars throughout the city.
Back in May, the committee selected Dr. Dinnall for the position last Tuesday. The committee met behind closed doors to discuss the terms of her contract. In an open session, they voted to table this conversation until today, where they once again met behind closed doors. Former Superintendent Daniel Warwick originally planned to retire July 1st, but he left his position 3 weeks early after a recorded conversation of him making controversial comments was revealed. Now it's a historic moment here for the city of Springfield as they welcome the first woman of color to lead their school district, a chapter that everyone here today was excited to usher in together. For now, reporting live in downtown Springfield, Maria Wilson, Western Mass News.